Hello, this is my artifact. It is not just any normal silver platter. It is a trophy from a debate tournament. It is from the Harvard Debate Invitational in 2001, and it is a trophy for Lincoln Douglas debate. It is a trophy from the octo-finalist round of the tournament. What's important to know about this trophy is that even though it's from the octo-finalist round, which is not the finals round, I was undefeated at this tournament, and that's pretty important. So why do I have this trophy instead of a finalist trophy if I was undefeated? Well, let me tell you about it. So at the time that this happened, I just thought it was an unfortunate misunderstanding or a mishap that happened. The fates, chance, and gaining clarity as an adult is why this became my artifact. So first I had to compete against kids in my own school in order to earn a spot to represent my school at the Harvard tournament. And when I did, I was selected, and then a white guy from my school was also selected to go to Massachusetts to represent the school. When we got there, we had preliminary rounds. Based on those preliminary rounds, then we were selected for elimination rounds, both my teammate and myself. Once you get into elimination rounds, it's pretty much a sudden death situation, right? You win your round, you stay in, and then you face somebody else. You lose your round, and then you're out of the tournament completely. So once we got into elimination rounds, based on our preliminary performance, my teammate lost his round, and then he was completely out of the tournament. He was out. And to the surprise of everybody in North Texas, except for all of my friends, I won my round. And then I went on to win 3 more rounds. I was set to continue to win rounds. I was a picked favorite. But then I found out from my coach that I was scheduled to return home because my plane ticket was for that evening. I had to forfeit my next round. And so I asked my coach if she could extend my ticket, and she said she could not, that it would be $100. So I called my mother, who was barely making ends meet at home, and asked her if there was any way we could pull together the $100, and told her that I was winning and that this tournament was very prestigious and super important. And she told me that she could not. I called my father and explained to him, and he laughed at me and told me that he could not. And then I cried with all of my friends, and I packed up all of my things and I left. One of my really good friends went and accepted the award for me, which was very interesting because my teammate, the white guy, he was still at the tournament because his plane ticket was scheduled to leave at the end of the tournament, even though my coach had scheduled both the plane tickets. So she believed that he would win the tournament, and she did not believe that I would win the tournament. Not only did she not help me extend that plane ticket, she did not have faith to extend my ticket through the tournament in the first place. And so I took that at face value, and I had no ill will towards my debate coach. And I flew home, and I was not able to accept my trophy. This was quite an outrage in the debate community, as I found out after I graduated, because I continued while I was in college to coach kids while they were still debating. And I was able to talk with some other coaches that were not mine about things that had happened. And I continued to stick up for my coach because I had a lot of cognitive dissonance about what happened in those moments. Now, as an adult, I've been beginning to put together a lot of things about what had happened at that tournament. And this is why this is my artifact. Once I began to put together a lot of things about privilege, about gender, about race and class, and about why things turned out for me the way they did, despite what I felt about my merit at that tournament and what I was doing and what I was capable of, and despite how I performed throughout that year and throughout my debate career in high school, things turned out the way that they did. And as I began to organize in the past 5 or 6 years, I've seen things that are much more devastating happen to people of color, survivors of domestic abuse, because there are systems in place that were designed as they are to oppress and restrict and actively harm people, to make people housing insecure and food insecure and put people in danger. And I think the turning point was really thinking about how systems are in place and privilege and just how things work and how things aren't just by chance. Things happen for a reason. So this is my artifact.